Good morning everyone, my name is Oksana and I welcome you at my little stitchy corner which I called Craft Journey. Today is 22nd of August and guys, August is almost over. I was checking the weather app and well, the temperature wise, August is not over for the upcoming month, I would say, but on a calendar it's almost over. I have to switch to the fall season and I don't know how this fall is going to go for me because usually I have a really hard time to switch to the fall season. Anyway, this week I had a start. Yeah, I had a start. And today, as I said, being almost end of August, right? Next upcoming week will be last week of August, and today we are going to spin mega wheel and see which project I'm going to stitch for 4 upcoming days. Yeah, it's that time, and you know what, at the next weekend I probably have to film, not probably, I have to film the seasonal overview, the summer overview. And that's going probably take the whole day to do it in 2 languages. Anyway, I have really crazy morning. I even had to talk to a police this morning. Really fun stuff going on around here. So I'm still kind of trying to, you know, drink some chill pill, I call it, calm down because of the situation which was going around. So yeah, it's funny. All right, so what I'm going to show you first is, I actually been talking so much that now my ears are like stuffed and I'm talking and I feel like I'm talking in a tube, you know, it's and my throat is already hurting anyway from talking so much. Anyway, first I'm going to show you a finish. Then we take a look what I was stitching through the week, and at the end I'm going to show you my start, and as I said, we are going to spin 2 wheels, actually, mega wheel and new starts. Now, the new start, which happened this week, I did not add to the wheel yet. The reason why is because I had this itch to start this project for 2 weeks. And I just needed to get rid of the itch, right? So I stitched that project till I started it, and you know, and it's just like I felt a relief, and I don't feel to come back to this project right anywhere soon, meaning like upcoming week at least. And that's why upcoming week is a mega wheel, and I spin 2 wheels, right? One is, as I said, mega wheel. A second one starts of this year. If I was thinking if that project will be given to me by the second wheel, I'm not in the mood to stitch it right now or next week, so that's why I didn't add it, just to make sure it's not there. But I am going to add it at the end of August next week somewhere, because I don't mind if it will be in my starting wheel of all starts. And if I will have to stitch it in fall, I think I will be fine with that. But right now I'm kind of like, you know, the itches went away and I feel relieved. Anyway, so let's talk about my focus project for August and of course my finish. This is Mill Hill Honeybee. This is how it looks like. I have a freaking ginormous piece of fabric, and you know what, when after I finished it, I was like measuring this stuff. I'm like, geez Louise, I could like save that much fabric more. So I still have some cut from this fabric left. Not much. I have like that much left. I still can put some tiny project into it, but I think maybe I did this big cut because it would be maybe like, you know, small strip here, and I decided, you know, let me just cut normally, etc. Maybe that's the case, but I was looking at this big sheet for this tiny project and I'm like, oh boy, that's too much for it. But anyway, it's a very, very beautiful project. It is way much brighter, of course, than on my print, and even if you will look online on the preview, right, packaging, etc., it is not that contrast, not the bright colors as the result. Sometimes the result which you have for the mill hills pretty much close to what you see on the preview, but this one is totally different because I even, what was it? Uh, Backstage. There was a backstage on the chart which I was kind of questioning myself if I see it right. So I found this kit on Amazon. What's interesting, when I started this project, this kit didn't exist on 1-2-3 stage, but I didn't search it on Amazon. And yeah, I found chart online, okay? That it is what it is anyway. But I was searching when I was doing backstage on these big flowers. There is one stage which doesn't go all the way up, like connecting like this big long star, what you call it, rays. These rays, do you even see, am I showing the right? Yeah, these star rays, these are connected, but the top one is not. And I was thinking it was like that on the chart, and I was not 100% sure that I'm doing it correctly. So I found it on Amazon, where the preview was like way much sharper than on other sites which I found it. And yeah, actually I was correct. Like the chart is correct, of course chart is correct, but I was like, I was not hallucinating, I did it right. So yeah, these beads, these black beads, which the big one, you have seed beads in here, but the big ones, they are so shiny, they are so pretty. Like I think I like them I like them more than any other beads in here. Even though this pink one, there is like seed beads, like tiny one and regular, they're still pretty, but the black ones, these are just like super duper pretty. I know you're not going to see it, but I really, really like this project. I really enjoyed it. So what I was doing this week, right, I had to finish backstage, as I said. And I, of course, I told you last week that everything what will be left outside of the backstage, just adding beads. So I didn't need to do any cross stitches anymore. And you know what? I started attaching beads, and then I was like, wait a minute, you forgot a backstage. I again forgot backstage, so I had to, like, you know, I finished the thread because I was attaching beads with the same thread, like based on a key, right, on the instruction. So I just finished the thread, and then I had to do the backstage. But you know, I really jumped into the beading already instead of just like, okay, there is still stuff to do, more to that. So totally what I had to finish around 800-ish stitches, beads all together, converting into stitches. So it's not 1,000, which I usually do. So yeah, I had a little bit extra time in a day to make a new start, let's say, okay? So yeah, let's take a look at it again. Yep. I really, really like how it looks like. I saw this this project not in a mill hill version. I saw like a full coverage piece. I forgot the brand. I forgot who did that. And I was just like, I just cannot see myself. I'm like, I know that I think I saw some person started it as a full coverage, like big one, and I was just like, yeah, I bet it will be pretty, but I just don't see myself like stitching this project as a full coverage, right? I think that Mill Hill did such a great job doing it that I was like, actually, it's not. As a full coverage, it looks like this one. It's not quite like this. It's slightly different. And I think the another chart which I saw, it was like charted by some artist, by designer on Etsy. Again, I wouldn't be able to tell you the names of the shops because I was not interested in that project. I wanted Mill Hill version. So yeah, so you can have beads even on the, as I told you, on the wings. You don't see them very well. Of course, beads you cannot see very well, even the ones which you should see, like this tentacles, right? Tentacles. But there is a very translucent on the wings. You still have them there, but you don't see them. Yeah, that's my finish. It is unexpected finish. I told you guys when was it? July, right? When I was stitching it, I said I'm not planning to finish it this year. It was my potential finish for the next year. And I was, like I stitched it one time during summer and I put it away. And of course, the August focus project wheel gave me this project as a focus one, which now I have unexpected finish this summer. So this summer I have two finishes. Again, when I'm going to do this summer overview, you're going to see them. They are small ones, they are tiny ones, but it's not like I started them last year and I finished them this year. Can you finish this within the same season? Yes, you can. I spent on it 9 days. I spent on it 9 days. I started, let's see some statistics. I'm not prepared because the morning situation totally threw me off the rails. Okay, let me remove the message. When police came, okay. It's not, the whole neighbor situation. Anyway, I started it on May. I'm surprised. No, it's not May. I'm sorry. This is Saga. So in East Europe, you have day, month, year. Not like in America, month, day, year. So day, it was 5th of August. This is where I started it, and I ended it on 17th of August. I started it in August. I finished it in August, but totally it took me 9 days to finish it. It total stitches here 5,306.5 stitches. That's converting all half stitch. No, there is no half stitches. Back stitch, beads, everything. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show you guys. There is one more thing. As you may see, just because I didn't buy a kit. Yep. If you guys want to cry about it, go on. I'm okay with that. Just because it was not a kit, I don't have a button. And of course, I could not find a button. I bought buttons. As you may see, there is no button here. I still didn't add it. Maybe the button will also count as one more stitch. But I have this yellow one. It should go somewhere here. I have this yellow one, which is cute, and I have a purple one. Based on the preview, there should be some kind of a blue, I think. I don't have a blue one, and I have a purple, and I feel like the purple is very bright. I feel like there is no purple in here, but yellow is a little bit ghosting. And to be honest, the purple button is like thicker than the yellow one. Is it? Maybe on 1 millimeter thicker, because I can feel it by my by touching it. Like this, it doesn't seem that way if I compare, but by touching, I can feel that this is thicker. I was thinking maybe I should add purple one. What are these buttons? These buttons, I think I bought them at a Stony Creek site. That's what I think, where I bought it. I don't believe I bought them on 1 to 3 stitch. I think it's Stony Creek one. So what do you think, guys? Should I add a button? If yes, should it be yellow or purple or no button? Give me your tell me down in the comments. Let me put in a correct package, because right now there is no button, which is fine with me too. Like, if you didn't know there should be a button, you just, if I wouldn't tell you, you probably would like even pay attention, but now you do know. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think about it. Yeah, I'm really happy. Now let's take a look at the next project. My summer wheel, regular summer wheel, gave me a project to stitch. Oopsie, I thought it was open. I'm so sorry, guys. It was, I inserted a preview. Last time I showed you, not last time, 2 weeks ago, I showed you it's from the book. I have a book, cross stitch book. It's from the book Jane Netley Mayhew, Mackerel. I have this book, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, "Ugh, I don't want to pull it out." To be honest, I do not want, because on top I have some stitching stuff on top of it, and I'm like, I don't want to move it. Anyway, oops, sorry. So this is how it looks like now. And again, the same as last week, I want to say that I don't know if you see the difference. Oh, actually, last week, I discovered when I was editing the video, I discovered that I didn't make a picture in between. I had a way much older picture when I was looking at my folder where I have all the pictures per project, right? All of this was not stitched yet. The whole mackerels here in the middle they were not stitched. Maybe some stitches like black ones were a little bit here and there, but the whole thing was not. And what I was showing you last weekend, I was stitching here on the top and here on the bottom, which means that I knew that these were already here. And I didn't make a picture before, I mean, after I finished this one, right, last year. So unfortunately, I could not show you before, but I already took a picture last weekend, and hopefully now I can insert normally preview and we can see, maybe we can see a difference, because again, I had actually to stitch quite a bit of white in here again, surprise enough. I didn't expect it. I thought it goes a little bit more here, like higher, but actually there were some to the side somehow. Actually, it surprised me. Okay, so there was still some white going on oops, this fabric is really stiff. Like some white was going on this side a little bit. And but I told you that I'm going to stitch a little bit more on the darker shades, and you can see already the back spine or back of the next fish. I filled in missing stitches here. I even filled in some his face a little bit more. It's not finished yet, but I have some blue stuff going on, like very light blue around, like across the project. As I said, this project is going to like the finish of this project will be unexpected, not like Mill Hill unexpected, right? Because it was unexpected, it was unplanned, I would say, because Mill Hill I didn't plan to finish this year. And it's not that I was like, oh, I'm bored, let me stitch a little bit here, and unexpectedly it finished. No. After I got it as a focus project for August, I was 95% sure that I will finish it. I just didn't know if it will be by the end of August or at the beginning of September, okay? But I didn't plan it to finish this year. This project will be more unexpected finish, and what I'm talking about, and I think I told you that last time too, just because I'm not block stitching like, okay, let me fill first 2 rows and parking, like next 2 rows, like it grows. I'm spreading stitches across the whole per area. So it's like throwing seeds, adding more seeds, adding more seeds. It doesn't look filled in until suddenly it's done. So that's how it's going to be. Like I'm adding these colors in between. You may visually think that this fish is finished, but it's not. There are still some stitches here in between which are not finished. Here too, here white stuff stitched, which you don't see very well. But around there will be some light blue, maybe yellowish, and in between here, which you may not immediately see, it will be filled in slowly. It's like a puzzle, right? When you look at the puzzle, which is like jigsaw puzzle, right? When you look at the picture on your own, like the final picture on the box, you have a general idea of the picture. Only when you start putting those little puzzles together, you start seeing details, like unexpected details, which you didn't see when you're just looking generally on the picture. And this is like what I'm trying to, maybe it's not the best comparison, but the analogy which I'm trying to bring is that like with jigsaw puzzle, you unexpectedly see details, this will be unexpectedly finished because it feels like nothing is happening on the project. You keep stitching, but nothing is happening because you're constantly in between of some lines, some scattered across different stitches, which you're filling in, and then suddenly it will be done. So that's why right now, when I'm looking at this project, I'm like, I remember how it looked. I think I remember how it looked like last weekend. And looking at it today, I'm questioning myself, did I really stitch that much? I know that, yeah, I added this one. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. I see that. But I know I stitched here too, but I don't see it here too. I don't see it here. I'm like, I've been stitching a lot, mostly on the top, because it just happened when I put it together. This crease is middle. So this fish on the top, and next to him, this one, the neighboring fish, these back stuff, I'm filling in stitches, and the same here, I was filling in this like belly portion. And what happens, like, just because this crease is the middle, there was some stitches on this side I had like to finish, because I prefer to stitch from bottom to top. But if I will put the crease line like the middle here, and if I'll start here, I could. But when I was looking on this portion, there was something not filled in, and I wanted to fill it in totally till the middle line, at least to the middle line, right? Yes, I'm going over because that's how the floss is flowing, right? I have to stitch. But there was a lot of missing stuff in here, so I do remember being stitching on the top, completing the top piece more than the bottom. But looking at this, I'm just not seeing that progress that much. What I can say that, remember last week when I actually Decision Wheel gave me this project, I told you, well, it's no longer potential finish of 2029, it's now potential finish of 2028, which actually makes me happy too. Because now I think I have like 5,000, maybe 5,200 left. Next year I will hopefully add 1,000 more, and in 2028 he will have 4,000, around 4,000 stitches left, and that's automatically becomes my focus project for the season. Automatically 4,000 or less, you are automatically my focus project. So that's what's going to happen to him in 2028 if nothing goes, if nothing changes. And the reason why I'm saying it, because yeah, actually I don't know. Well, I was planning to start searching for a permanent living next year, and I would have to start in summer because my lease expires in November. Like, let's say it's the beginning of November, so it's kind of like I don't have too much time, right? So I was thinking start searching house hunting in summer, so by the end of lease I would have a place to move into. And if you do house hunting, it takes time, right? And it's just like, will I have enough time to stitch? Will I have a chance to stitch it next year? Now, what happened this morning with our neighbor situation, etc. Now I'm thinking maybe I will have to move this year too, and then next year anyway. So hopefully it still will be a potential project finish for 2029, which means like next year we'll be able to take it one more time. But now I cannot guarantee. I wish, but I cannot. Anyway, that's it for this project. So focus project, this project, next project which I took, I'm going to insert, I don't know where's my preview. I have a pack, but I don't have a preview. It is what it is. So this is Mirabilia, Circle of Friends. I really wanted to stitch it. And for some kind of reason, I really wanted to stitch this girl's dress. It's actually mustard color, and I'm not a big fan to stitch mustard colors, but I really wanted to stitch her like exactly this dress. I'm proud of myself. I added quite a bit. There's still a lot to go, okay? There's a ton of stuff. There is still a lot to go. When I was looking how much left on this project, I was like, man, that will be another 10 years if that much, if I'm going to just give a project 1,000 stitches a year. Uh, there is like 20,000, 22,000 stitches, something that nature. It's still quite a bit, but I don't want to stitch it for that long. So that's why when I was doing this, like thinking about my decision wheels, right? I had to do some adjustments, thinking around so I can finish this project sooner. As I said, some projects I would like them to finish sooner. Other projects, I don't care if they will be stitched for 15 years, right? So this is not one of them. I would love to finish it sooner than later. So does it fit the whole thing fits? I don't know. What I was stitching, I finished her legs and I actually backstitched those legs. As you may see, I did flowers on the bottom, and of course I progressed quite a bit on this portion of the dress. I filled in dark pieces in here. All these dots which you see, those are beads and they will be backstitched around it, but those are beads, of course it will be at the end. These flowers, they have two cranic types, and yeah, you're not going to see it, but these leaves are cranic, and there are some reddish pieces in here also cranic. I had to go online and look at there will be, I think there will be bead in here in this one. When I was stitching in these flowers, in these roses, the most center pieces, its stitch was 898, I think. It's like dark brown, literally brown color. And I was like, oh, what's going on? Is it correct? I looked at the chart. I looked at the key. Yeah, it is correct. It's the correct symbol, correct color. I had to search online finished projects just to see if I'm doing it right. And I will be honest, I don't know how to search for that normally, because whatever I found, a person who stitched this project, she did, I could see she did some modifications to the projects. First of all these red things where the cranic was, she filled in with the beads. So there were no cranic. I didn't see any brown inside of her flowers. I think she filled it in with the purple or pink, I don't know, but I could definitely see beads in flowers. And she didn't have all of those flowers. Man, I don't know where I lost my preview, but she didn't have all the flowers scattered around. Like this tiny flower in here, which I have, she didn't have it at all. So I was like, man, she modified, so I cannot compare with her project because she did some changes. I need the one, I wanted to see if there is a project of a person who just stick to the key, right? Who did it originally? Because I want to stick to it unless I have to change cranic. And I want to show you guys, I had this idea. By the way, I do have, far ago, I created a website, but I'm not doing anything on that website. I would like to do charts, like full coverages, but sometimes I just don't have time for that. I mean, I will be so deep into stitching that usually I don't have time, or I need to do like saga chart for all my stitches. I was like, once I will have saga for all my projects, then I will have enough time to do whatever. But anyway, I wanted to put on my website and maybe share it with people, maybe on Facebook, some metallics conversion, which I have. Because when I go online to see metallics conversion, let's say cranic to rainbow gallery, and if you will buy it, you see it's not close, and it's close enough but not quite. And what I wanted to do, I wanted to see if instead of comparing it to rainbow gallery, maybe compare it to other brands, right? Maybe, let's say I could not find for a long time 031 cranic. I could not for more than a year. I think for 2 years I could not find this, and the green one too. And I was like, okay, let me replace it with Rainbow Gallery, but I was like, I don't know. So I had to buy red one. And I had the same with Joan Elliott. And I was trying to buy Rainbow Gallery and other brands to see if there will be a brand which maybe Rainbow Gallery wouldn't be the best replacement, but other brand will be closer than Rainbow Gallery, right? Right now I'm going to show you the example of Rainbow Gallery, but I think in winter, when I go back to staging Joan Elliott, which I have like winter solstice, I am going to replace Kreinik there with the Finca metallic. I really like that metallic more than Kreinik, which they put in. I think I found the I was able to catch that Kreinik when it was available as a sample, right? So at least I can compare other brands too. I'll show you that actually the other one like worked for me better than Kreinik, but if you cannot find in Kreinik 031 number 4 braid, it will be Rainbow Gallery PB67, also petite braid. And if you will take a look at these two colors, you can see they are pretty much, I hope it's not darkening it out. I might think that probably Kreinik will be like a quarter tone darker. It's really hard for me to determine. They are looking exactly the same pretty much for me. So if you cannot find Kreinik, but you can find this, right now I think people started replacing Kreinik with Rainbow Gallery. Even Rainbow Gallery pretty much impossible to find. It's unavailable most of the time too. But in case if you need to replace for any project you have where you need 031 Kreinik, it is PB67. It looks exactly the same as that color. So, but that being said, what I was trying to say for so long, that girl who made a lot of some modifications to her project, I don't do it. I like to stick to the keys. But the only one replacement which I will have to do is probably in Kreinik, because I cannot find Kreinik, that color, right? It may be close enough, but I cannot. And the same with green one. I have close, oh yeah, close color. It's not even close enough. It's like, yeah, it's kind of looks that in that area it can work. We can work with that, right? It's not even, oh, it's so much close enough. It's not there yet, but it's still the closest which you can find. Anyway, so this is this Mirabilia, and I really wouldn't mind to take it one more time. I didn't have it for my mega wheel yet, but this is my summer project. I usually stage it during Ivana Kupala in June. That's a pagan holiday in East Slavic nation. I would say countries, a lot of them celebrating it. So this is dedicated to the holiday, but I wouldn't mind to stitch it outside of the holiday. It's like my Fox Equinox, which I was thinking like, oh man, next week I have to spin a fall, switch from summer decision wheel to a fall one. And I was like, usually at the beginning of the month, I stage what? I decide on a focus project, right? Then I have seasonal wheel, regular one, and then the most first week of the month, I stitch my Fox Equinox. But what's interesting, I realized that this is actually next month is September. And my Fox Equinox is started on the fall equinox. And fall equinox is in September, which I'm trying to stitch on those days, which means that I don't have to stitch it at the beginning of the month, because I can stitch it at the end, where like closer to the end when we will have fall equinox going on. So -1 project. I mean, my first week of the month was already so full that I could not decide that should I stitch Fox Equinox, or should I rearrange something, because I needed like 9 days in a week to fill everything what I need. And what I'm trying to say that next weekend is 29th and 30th of August, and the 31st of August is Monday. So technically I still have 2 more days for summer project. 2 more days for summer project, focus project, fall project, 6 already, right? Then I have either dimensions 1 day or Fox Equinox, which I need 2 days for Fox Equinox, and I need dimensions. So it's kind of like, oh, I need to sacrifice a project. I need to do something. But then I was like, oh, I don't have to do Fox Equinox at the beginning of the month. So now I'm good. Yeah, we'll be down to 7 days, which is fine. Now, I'm going to show you a project which I started this week. For this one, I definitely don't have a kit. I found chart online. This is Mirabilium Stone Rose. Maybe one day I will buy a chart for it. I was thinking, you know, just at least buy it to have it as a collection piece. But right now I need to kit up all other projects which I have, and then I'm going to purchase, like, you know, it's nice to have a collection of these. I really like collecting Mirabilias, Lavender Lace, and Dimensions for now. That's for now. But anyway, I don't have the kit, the chart for it. I found it online. So, yep, as I said, it is what it is. And I really wanted to start this project like crazy. The whole, let me see, where's the front? Yeah, I really wanted to start it for 2 weeks. And this is the project I was itching to start. Really, I was. And when I started, I made like, I don't know, 500-600 stitches. Yeah, it's that much. It doesn't look that much, but it is. And it just let go of me. I'm like, oh, finally, I'm good now. I'm full. Thank you. I'm good. Until next time, preferably not next week, maybe a little bit later. But now I'm like, I'm relieved. I'm relieved. I don't want to stitch it anymore. I started it and I'm happy. I'm actually, you know, I prefer to start a project and let it be, knowing that it started. It's easier for me to go back to a project and stitch than to look at a project which is not started yet, right? It's really hard for me to start, even though when you start a project, you have this fresh emotions, fresh inspiration, you have more energy, and when you put first stitches, you see like on empty space something grew, right? There is something appeared, and it's exciting, and the feeling of that is really exciting. But the feeling of the sitting down and really like putting everything around together, making sure you have everything prepared, making sure that everything is correct, and sitting and starting it, that preparation part is daunting on me all the time. And usually I don't start projects because of that. So that's why I prefer to kit it up, organize in advance. So when I will feel like I want to stitch it, everything is ready. I just need to sit down and pretend that this project is already kind of ready to go. I don't need to do anything extra. So that's why when I have like just few stitches here, I'm like, this project is ready to go because everything is organized, everything is set up. It will be easier to go back to this project now or pick it up again. So I'm stitching it on 32 count feldspar Belfast linen. It's a stone rose, and I feel like it will look amazing on this fabric. It looks like a stone. It's grayish modeling one. It has some brown inserts here and there, like very light brown, and I feel like it's a perfect like for a dirty stone. That's how I saw this project, like on the fabric, which looks like a stone. So I was searching for that fabric for a while. And unlike other projects, as I said, this is on 32 count. Usually when it comes to Mirabilia, of course, Mill Hill, Mirabilia, Bella Filipina, or even Lavender and Lace, I stitched them on 28 count. I know that instruction says 32 count, but my first Bella Filipina was on 32 count, and those beads, there is a battle going on for the space, right? Even after my framer like make it super tight and like it looks amazing, I can still see uneven beads laying unevenly, even though I was straightening them up with the evening, like I was doing a lot of tricks to make them look straight, but they are not. And even after framing, they still, well, they look better, but I still see them. I think it's because I'm a stitcher, so I see them not being even, not being laid nicely, I would say plain nicely. And I said, no more these projects on 32 count. It will be 28. Unless it doesn't have beads, like I'm stitching Lavender and Lace Angel of, Guardian Angel from Lavender and Lace, and it's not the angel which, like, you know, there is like two kids and there is like angel, I think it's from Lavender and Lace, not Mirabilia. It's not like that. There is just one lady with the big dress and she carries little baby in her hands. That version, that Lavender and Lace doesn't have a single bead in it, so I could stitch it on 32 count, so it's not going to be massive. It's already massive on 32, but I was like, okay, it doesn't have beads, so I can shrink it down a little bit. With Mirabilia Circle of Friends, I forgot to tell you guys, it's 28 count Spirit of the Forest from not Bestitch. Is it Bestitch Me? Yeah, I think it's Bestitch Me. It's a Spirit of the Forest 28 count, because I knew these beads here will lay next to each other. They are going to fight and I wanted them to look nicer. So that's 28. Why this one, Stone Rose, on 32, you may ask? Well, it does have beads. It has beads. Beads are only here on the bottom, and they are not touching each other like at all. At all. There is no two beads next to each other together. They can be diagonally, but not touching each other. But if they are diagonally and no beads around every single bead, it means they're not going to fight for the space. It means that I can pick a smaller fabric, because those beads should lay nicely. Unlike on 28, if they would be like, unlike if they would be just together. So that's why I was able to allow myself to use 32 count here. But most of Mirabilia's, even the one which I have, Tree of Life, even that one is on 28 count. I think I have only 3 Mirabilia's going on right now, and they, yeah, 2 on 28 and 1 on 32, Lavender and Lace on 32, because no beads. And I have Fall Project Nora Corbett. That one I think is also on 28. There is like, I'll show you what's that once we will arrive to that project. Yeah, but that's what it is. I'm really happy. I bought a regular size, not regular size, I'm sorry. You may say, what's regular size? There are several sizes on the 1, 2, 3 stitch. I bought a size 26 by 35, but I still have this cut here. I decided that I'm going to cut it, so it was like, it's very long. So I cut that much from here. And the reason why I didn't just leave it in the middle, leave it like big football fields on the sides, when I saw how wide I will have this piece when I will cut it off, because I still have here 3 inches to the side, to each side. So it's very narrow, and even if you frame it, you don't want to put frame like literally next to stitches. You want to give some space. Even with the space, I would have like 2 inches around for the framing. A framer doesn't need a lot of fabric. They really don't. It's us who's freaking out, but they know how to do it. They don't need a lot of fabric. So this one is already has 3 inches for the framing, and with that much, even that much, I was still having this that wide, like, wasting. And that's what I don't like in all these standard American cuts. They have a lot of waste fabric, which, you know, when you cut, it's not large enough for a decent project size. You need to find small projects for them, you know, like tiny ones, and you may not always want to stitch a tiny one. But what I learned, guys, yes, you do need to find small projects, that's for sure. And if you're the one who sometimes stitch small projects, just, you know, to have a satisfaction of some finishes through the year, especially if you have a lot of full coverages, what I found out, that if you will take something like Plum Street samplers, those small ones, they fit perfectly. I would say they are like this size on 32. They are not very big. You have enough for framing, and you can fit in, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 projects of Plum Street on this one particular fabric cut on this piece. There is also on Etsy, you can find those designer, private designer charts, like small ones. They also can fit into this piece. When the fall season will start, I'm going to show you, I'm stitching one of those projects on the cut when you, on 1, 2, 3 stitch, the smallest one, like 9 by 12, 9 inches by 12, when you buy the smallest piece. It fits perfectly there, and I have a big amount of fabric for framing around, like a lot, I mean enough. I'm not even worried about that it's not going to fit. And that cut is approximately this much. This is about 9 to, like, I think it's like 12 this way, like wide, and of course it's very, very long, which means, like, I can fit decent amount of good projects in here, small ones. So that's why I cut it off, because this is a good cut. This is a good cut. Anyway, so this was my start. Did I show you everything? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to insert a clip where we all going to spin a mega wheel. And then I also going to spin a starts 2026 wheel, so I know which 2 projects I'm going to stitch next week. Of course, I'm going to have 1 more extra day as a minimum, and I will then decide what I'm going to do with that extra day. Maybe it will be another start. Guys, I was planning so many starts this summer, probably the same amount as last summer, and I didn't do that much. So I still have charts already and saga ready. I have everything, just sit down and stitch. I just don't have time. And now thinking that, oh, I want this mirabilia to be finished sooner than later, etc. I need to slow down on starts, but in the same time, I'm like, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried. Like, a lot of people don't worry, they enjoy it, and I'm like, you know what? Just enjoy it. Just go and enjoy it. Anyway, let me pause you, and I will insert a clip of my wheels. So, what can I say? It is so interesting. So Mill Hill Midnight Glow is my mega wheel project. Now I'm thinking about it. You know, let me explain why I'm laughing. Okay, So this is a fall project. It's a Halloween project. Of course, I was planning to stitch it during the fall season. The reason why I'm laughing because I did not plan to finish it this fall too. It was not like that project. I started it last year, so it's like at the beginning stage. But you know, Mill Hills, it doesn't have like 20,000 stitches. So if I will stitch right now, and I will add about 2,000 stitches, it will be under 4,000 for the fall season. So it will also be my focus project for the fall season. I already have one focus project for the fall season, and I'm going to show you that when the time will come. But now I think I'm going to have another one, and I was not planning it to finish it this year. You know what? But it also saddens me because now I don't have a lot of small projects which I can have like some years with the finish, because now they all finished this year. I need to start something small again, so at least there will be potential of maybe not finish next year, but you know, maybe in a year. But anyway, so let's do this. I'm going to show you the Mega Wheel project. So I have a preview on that one. All right. So this is this project. This is this. I don't stitch Mill Hill on perforated paper. I do have it, but I don't stitch on perforated paper. I hate perforated paper. So I always replace it with the fabric. That's why the honeybee is on a fabric. So even if I would have a kit, I would still replace it. I use the fabric. So it looks like this. Not much. Looks like this. Yeah, I started it last year. I'm using regular black fabric because this is regular black perforated paper. What can I say? Well, actually, you know, what can I say? Where is it? Let's see how many stitches do I have left. It was like around 5,000 or 6,000. I was like, no, it's not a finish of this year, definitely. You know, because I was looking into like how many focus projects are potential candidates for this fall, and there was only one. Because I was looking at the Mill Hill and I'm like, oh, no, you're not a potential candidate. Where is it? I'm blind. So it's 11.19%. So it is 5,400 plus total stitches, and I still have 48,000 left. So if I will add 2,000 more this week, I will have 28,000 left. It is a potential. It's not even potential. It is a really 100% candidate for finish for this upcoming fall. Well, I didn't expect that one too, to be honest. This is really, I need to start more Mill Hills. I actually did, I have some kits, and I did I did saga for them. I even have a bigger one. I have Mill Hills, winter ones, which I want to start, you know, like Three Kings and Santa's Workshop. Santa's Workshop is massive. It's massive. Yeah, it is a Mill Hill, but it's massive. I need something like these small ones. I don't believe I have. Do I have fall? I need to go. I don't believe I have any kits. I have some charts I found online related to any like autumn season, but I don't believe I have. I don't believe I have kits. I need to go take a look. I have this one. So okay, I'm pretty happy, to be honest, because as I said, from one side, I didn't want it to finish it this year, to stretch a little bit longer, so I have some years with some finishes, because so far all my projects which I still have on file, they are pretty big, and they're not going to be finished next year for sure. Only few tiny ones will. And I know that like in spring, I was explaining it during the summer. Even when I ended, actually in spring, I was explaining it. But I didn't see anything, like any projects which could be potential candidates for the next year. And I was thinking maybe I could, like this mill hill could, right? So now it's not. Now it's going to be this year. So I have nothing for the next year. You know, year without finishes doesn't feel good. You want to have some, but it is what it is. Okay, so the next project, which was like 2026 starts. So, okay, let me make one step back. I told you that Midnight Glow, Midnight or Moonlight? Midnight. Midnight Glow is a Halloween project, so I'm opening a fall season with a fall project. That's what happened in spring when I had to stitch at the end of May summer project. So I opened the summer season. So I could say that I'm opening fall season with that one, but I am closing summer season with the summer project. So this is Dimensions, Silent Flight, and this beautiful eagle. I'm actually really happy that it also come out, because when I was stitching the, what you call it, Holiday Village, I know that Holiday Village will be a potential finish somewhere next year. I even don't know when exactly, maybe summer. There you go, I might have summer finish. But I was thinking that once I will be done with that project, maybe I will take this one as my yearly project, which I like, Saturday project, which I usually have it on Saturdays. But I also was thinking that, you know, maybe I will start another gold collection somewhere during the year, and maybe instead of taking Eagle as a summer Saturday project, I'll take a different one. We will see. I'm still like, you know, I'm not sure I want this to be a Saturday project, because the reason why I'm saying it, because full stitches here only in the Eagle. Eagle is full stitches, full crosses. All rest is half stitch. Even all these trees, mountings, everything is a half cross. You may think that sky will be a half cross. No, everything, which usually slightly faster. It's not 2 times faster as the cross stitch. I would say it's 1.5. I would, like in my case, right? It's not twice, it's less than twice, but still a tad faster. So that's why I was like, this might be slightly faster project than other golds which I have in my stash, and I would rather stitch those which are a little bit more difficult than this one. And this as I go, right? Because as I said, once I will be done with the Eagle, then you go only half stitches. It is 18 count though. So that's the difficulty of this project. It is 18 count, but this is how it looks like. I'm moving into the bottom right corner because I like to stitch from bottom to top, but I am kind of questioning myself if I should just finish the Eagle first and then just switch to half stitches. And you know, because when you know that only half stitches left, you in Saga, I have a chart, I made a chart in Saga. Everything what you have to do is just switch between colors, and you know it's a half stitch. You don't need to pay attention, am I stitching it, is it a full cross or is it a half stitch, right? So I'm still debating, especially I know that I think Eagle is actually stitched 2-ply, while the rest of the project is like the rest of the ply, okay? It's like 3-ply, 5-ply, like that much. So, and this is exactly where the difficulty is, when you need to stitch like 5-ply on 18 count, or it's not fun, right? So that's why I was like, Eagle will be easier to stitch. It's really, when you look at the Eagle, it's really, guys, it's pretty much like, I would like to say block stitching, but it's chain stitching, block stitching, which means like you are going to finish the whole thread which you start, like which you put in the needle. Where is it? Like, for example, if I'll show you this project, right? So this is how much is stitched. So let's say I will pick this color. Let me change the background color. So because I was stitching with the white. So you see this is black. You see how much of that color? Even if I'll go like this brown, look at that. It's like monotonous stitching of the same color. Even on the bottom, it's not a big deal. Let's go with something like looks like this one less. Still, even though it's less, first you see one line, there is no confetti. Here you start and you go, 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 go. So it's like, it's not difficult. The eagle is not difficult. Background is not difficult either. It's just like you have ton of plies, like 4 ply here, right? So I was thinking, like, I have egret in flight. It just accidentally happened. I finished whole egret this spring, like this bird is totally done. It's totally done with all his wings and tails and legs and beak, everything. Now I'm stitching background. So I was thinking, like, maybe I should do the same with the eagle. It sounds very appealing to me just to finish eagle first, and then just to not worry about to not worry about stitch type. Just go, go, go. Here will be, on the bottom will be easy. Go on, go away. On the bottom will be easy. Look at that. See? You just go block stitching. So that's what I was saying. This project doesn't seem to be too difficult. It is 32,680 stitches in total. It's converting backstitch, half stitch into full crosses. As you may see, it has one French knot. It's on his eye. It has very little backstitch because it's only on the eagle. It's 1200. Some long stitches, again, it's on the tail, somewhere on wings, probably on a tail, I don't know, somewhere long stitches. You have 50,000 back stitches and only 6,500 cross stitches. So 6,000 and a half full crosses and 50,000 half stitches. So that's what I was saying, like, it shouldn't be, oh, this is 5 ply, it shouldn't be that easy. Okay, let me fix you. Okay, I probably will cut it out. My camera fell a little bit, so as I said, let me repeat. This should slow. I think it should go faster, but 5 ply on 18 count. I'm not sure if it will be faster actually. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Yeah, that's it. What I wanted to show you. Next week, I'm going already to do summer overview. It will be facing camera, so you'll finally again see my old face. But yeah, I will. Happy stitching, guys. I will see you next weekend. Bye.